I call this wheat belly conversation, "There's nothing funny about phytates." Let me tell you what I mean. So there's a compound in grains called phytic acid, or phytates. And these are very powerful and effective binders of any mineral that is positively charged. And so when it binds up these minerals, you pass it out in the toilet. So the phytates in, say, 2 slices of whole wheat bread bind up to 90%, sometimes more, of all the iron, zinc, calcium, magnesium, and some other minerals in your gut, and you pass it out into the toilet. This is why, for instance, when the World Health Organization flies in wheat and corn and to feed starving people, they already know that the children will stop growing and they're going to have learning impairments because the iron is bound up in their intestines and the zinc is bound up and they stop growing. So the World Health Organization has to take additional steps to compensate for the nutritional deficiencies that are so severe that they impair learning and growth in children. So they've known this. We've known this for decades, that the phytates in grains are powerful anti-nutrients. Yet we've been told that grains are necessary for B vitamins and fiber, right? Well, that's true. There are B vitamins and fiber in grains. Now, most of the fiber in grains is the cellulose fiber. And you don't have a deficiency of sawdust. You don't really need that cellulose. You get lots of cellulose, say, from kale and spinach and broccoli. You do not need the cellulose fiber of grains. And B vitamins, you can match or exceed the B vitamin content of grains very easily by having a pork chop or having some nuts. It's very easy to get lots of B vitamins without grains. So this idea that you must have grains for fiber and B vitamins and that they'll be good for you is nonsense. In fact, grains are anti-nutrients. They block the absorption of numerous nutrients. I've seen many women oddly have this, more of a problem with this, who had iron deficiency anemia, unresponsive to iron supplementation, even injectable iron, and have even gone through transfusions, only to find out their anemia disappears within 2 weeks or so after not eating grains. That's how bad the anemia can be. And so you can appreciate that if you have no zinc, you will have impaired healing. And you may have autoimmune conditions and more prone to viral infections and skin rashes. If you can't absorb calcium, well, that's obvious, right? And also the gliadin protein of wheat causes you to lose urinary calcium, so grains cause calcium deficiency. They cause iron deficiency. They cause magnesium deficiency. The most visible sign of, the most important sign of magnesium deficiency is osteoporosis and osteopenia, because the bones act as a repository of magnesium, and not getting magnesium because of being bound up in your intestines by grain phytates is a major problem. So how do you remedy these problems? Get rid of the grains, right? And you don't have any more phytic acid that binds these things up in your intestines, and calcium is restored. Zinc is restored. Iron is restored. Some people have to supplement those things, so refer to the Wheat Belly Total Health book or the Undoctored book for how to know whether you should supplement some of those nutrients. Everybody, though, does supplement magnesium. Magnesium is a bit of an exception. And the reason for that is because the deficiency is cumulative, that is in the bones, right, the repository for magnesium, and because we drink filtered water from which all magnesium has been lost. So recognize that this idea that you must eat grains for nutrition is a complete fairy tale. In fact, the opposite is true.